everybody, and welcome to another auxiliary podcast taping. My name is Kayla. I'm happy to not see most of you. I miss you guys, but I mean, I'm vamping.
I'm happy about it.
I can see 4 improvisers on my screen right now, and we miss you all in the audience very much. So we've put together a bit of a show for you guys today, where there are currently 5 of us in the room, but 6 of us got together and decided it would be pretty funny if we made PowerPoint presentations that a presenter had to deliver with exactly 0 preparation as to what the PowerPoint presentation was about. So the way this is going to work is you guys are going to see 3 totally improvised, made up on the spot presentations over a Zoom conference call that our presenters have exactly 0 experience or preparation for. So the way this works is myself and Genevieve and Monica, who unfortunately couldn't make it but still participated, have pre-prepared PowerPoint presentations that our presenters, Dan, Kyle, and Aaron, will be presenting on in randomized order. I'm sharing my screen and kind of controlling it, but they have no idea.
The first part of that sentence is my favorite nursery rhyme also.
What was
Prepared PowerPoint presentations that our presenters will be presenting.
Pre-presenting.
I'm pretty impressed with my ability to say that without stumbling over it as I'm now realizing. So we will be going through presenting these in a randomized order. Genevieve and myself are here to provide laughter and giggles as we go along. And some of the presentations have a bit of a Q&A segment, so you may hear us participating in those as well. Also, I just want to put it out there, we did not realize we gender segregated ourselves during this. We kind of set the schedule and we were like, oh no. So yeah, but I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Who's going first?
Let's go alphabetical.
So this would be
ADK.
Aaron, Dan, and then Kyle. Oh no, I can't. I can't guarantee I know your guys' last names.
It's still the same, actually, right?
My last name is Zorb.
Whatever my last name is, you can bleep out Aaron's if he wants to later. And Kyle's last name also.
I
can go first.
Fantastic. I am suddenly in a dual screen environment that I did not want to be in.
Also, Kayla, I just have a quick question. I do every presentation at work randomly without any presentation. Is this really a game, or is this just how we should live life?
I'm sorry, while you asked that, I ended up in technical hell.
See, it's just like work.
Yeah.
I can take that, Kayla, while you work on your technical stuff.
Yeah, if you go ahead and answer that question.
Yeah, Aaron, I think that we all know that every professional, to really succeed, should never prepare.
Right.
And anything ever. I personally work as a contractor for the government. The best thing you can do is not prepare for any meeting. Because I can tell you they didn't. So.
And you don't, and Kyle, you don't want to make them look bad, right?
No, right. So you have to somehow look worse than them, make them look good, but still let them think that you're competent enough to get the work again when your contract comes up. So it's a real balancing act that it's a
real world we live in.
Yeah.
Okay, I am ready. Aaron, are you ready to give your incredible presentation?
Oh, I'm as ready as I can be, because I literally can't prepare for this.
Okay.
I am now sharing my screen.
I see it.
Okay. Are you looking at just a blank PowerPoint slide here?
I see a gray blank PowerPoint slide.
Fantastic. Okay.
Kayla, we do see half of another slide. Or is it a 2-tone slide?
It's a 2-tone slide.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
Cool.
Fancy.
It's like Picasso.
Graphic.
Graphic design family, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Please quiet down. Mute yourself if you have a lot of background noise or children. We are now getting a presentation from Aaron.
Well, I'm just so thankful that you all could join me here today to talk about this subject. It's a subject that's close to my heart. It's something I've been wanting to speak about for years. And I'm just so thankful that this large group of people has come to hear the very first time that I present on this. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Becoming social media friends with your coworkers. Now, the thing about this presentation, it's been developed over years, and I was born in the era of social media when it first started, starting with Friendster, AOL chat, all my 90s people in the room, what's up? So this topic, we're gonna look into rules for the team during social distancing to avoid incidents. Slide, please. So the first thing you wanna do, of course, is we wanna really focus. We wanna look at what the hell went wrong and address the incident. Anytime there's a social media incident where you friend someone who you do not want to be friends with, 90% of the time, this is going to be your boss. And you don't want them to see those spring break pictures from '07, do you? Okay. Learn to address the incident and just let it be what it is and be in there with the discomfort. Next slide, please. And of course, what do we do next? When an offender is a coworker, remember to REST. This is a formula I've put together that should be very easy to remember. Of course, that is record every situation turbulently. So you want to think about this in a very you want to be very angry at the situation right at the start, as angry as you can get. Okay, then you're going to go to then you're going to send that form 19B. Okay, we all know what the form 19B is. That is the sexual harassment, social media, and social distancing form that we have all had to create now during COVID. And as angry as you're going to be in that form, it's going to include your heart, it's going to include your passion, and everything you hate about the world. Next slide, please. When the offender is in the house of the coworker, we're all experiencing this at this point. Let's bring it up. Okay, let's address the situation, right? Appropriate hand signals involve all fingers, okay? So you don't want to just see the one, don't want to just see the two, okay? We want to see all hand signals and all fingers. Next, I have another very easy acronym for you to remember. And it's of course based on integrity, because that's the most important part of being a good coworker and a good partner. So integrity stands for, in Nottingham telegrams, every girl rationally inclines towards youth.
Nice.
So I've already said it once. It's very easy to remember, so there shouldn't be any need to repeat that. So you get it. It's in your pamphlet. We'll move on to the next slide. Okay, now this might be the turning point of the situation. Code Vicky. Okay, remember Vicky is probably a nice person. And this is going to be Vicky's profile picture, right? Lovely Sunday afternoon, getting an ice cream by the truck station. But what is really going on in Vicky's life? What's going on in Vicky's life that's bringing her to this ice cream cone and sharing it with everybody? We'll never know. Let's go to the next slide. Code Brad. Now, we've all experienced a Brad in the office, am I right? So Brad is terrible. Just a real piece of shit. And so we're going to dive in a little bit into who Brad is now that we've talked about Vicky. So here's Brad's profile picture. Right? Just I mean, does that laptop even have a CD-ROM disk drive, right? I mean, just a scum of the earth, pirating, thief, probably addicted to all kinds of porn that none of us hopefully will ever see. Now, what do we do with a Brad? Let's go to the next slide. Remember, The goal is to avoid Brad. Okay? And when you do this, you'll realize the stress relief from being social friends with coworkers. You'll be so excited you'll have spaghetti fingers just coming out of your hands. We all know that feeling, right? Where you're just free floating, where the world is your oyster. It doesn't matter if you have spaghetti coming out of your hands, because you are not friends with your coworkers. And as we begin to wrap things up, we'll go to the next slide. And remember, of course, our organization's mission. Everyone, I want you to reflect on the mission as I say it out loud. You can close your eyes. You can, of course, go to your knees as we do for the mission of our organization. And that is, be the charge that you want to repel other people in the world. Okay, say it again with me. Be the electric charge you want
to reflect
in the world.
Thank you so much. I think I may have no questions allowed, but I do have things to say, so I'm just going to keep talking. But I see that they are pulling my...
Wow.
Bravo.
Bravo.
I felt less nervous for that than, yeah, half my stuff at work.
Okay, so out of me, Kayla, or Monica, who do you think made that presentation?
I'm gonna go Genevieve.
Nope.
Nope.
It was
Kayla.
me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Kayla said that she didn't have questions, so that was a giveaway.
Oh, yeah, that was a giveaway.
Yeah, Aaron was like, we can always do in the chat talking about how we're going to do this beforehand. Aaron said we could always do Q&A at the end of the presentation. And I was like, no, we can't.
Those spaghetti hands were disgusting.
I'm just impressed that you found that picture and also that
what did
picture
you search
exists.
for on Google for that?
I searched, I found an article because a couple of the photos I'd already found in other places, and then I was like, I need something insane, so I looked the strangest stock photos. And there was like an article that had like 200, and they were strange. That's where Brad the pirate came from too.
You need to save that site for reference later.
Oh yeah, no, I've already, it's bookmarked.
That's becoming your Zoom background now.
I like to imagine though that she's actually catching that spaghetti.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna get out of her palms like Spider-Man.
It's hard to tell. You don't know if it's coming or going.
Yeah,
it's like the Mona Lisa, you know?
Very mysterious.
Whenever I see Mona Lisa, I'm like, is she getting up or sitting down?
We'll never know.
Does she have spaghetti in her hand or not?
She was Italian?
Yeah. That's what they say about Da Vinci, real noodle hound.
Among other things.
I have the second presentation ready to go here, so I'm going to go ahead and get that screen shared. But while Sorry?
I was just going to say, I can't wait now to create presentations for you guys.
It was a lot of fun.
We got to do this again, but flip the genders.
Yeah.
Men become the preparers and women the presenters.
That goes against my religion.
I had a ton of fun setting that up. Like, I was like, what's just vague enough to have somebody to vamp on, but also insane? And I'm glad it paid off. It was fun.
Yeah.
That was good.
Okay, I have the second presentation ready to go. This is Dan, right?
Okay.
Okay, so do you see the three dots?
I see the 3 dots.
Fantastic. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for all of your attention during our previous presentation. We're going to be moving on to the second presenter now. So if you need to take a bathroom break, you've missed your opportunity. And we're going to go ahead and let Dan just kind of take the lead here.
Can you dim the lights, please?
Oh, yeah.
Invention, imagination, wonder, surprise. All of these things were invented years ago, but have been lost in the wait time. Until now, I give you the best pet in the auxiliary. Very objective and sensitive. That's right. Continue. Contestant number 1, a captain, obviously owned by Patrick, who is not here to defend his pet. His pros are extremely cute. Look at those eyes. He loves everyone. Definitely wins Best Dog Award, which is sort of the runner-up of the sloppy eater. Cons, he requires walking all the time, apparently, because Patrick, whenever he wants to get away from us, he just says, "Oh, Captain needs walking." Just goes and does his thing. And then, any other cons, Captain?
No, there are no other.
Apparently no other cons. So 3 pros, 2 cons. So he's had a rating of 1 so far.
Do they average each other out?
They do, yes.
Okay.
Contestant number 2, Minerva. This is my pet, so of course, I am unbiased, and I came up with all of these things about my cat Minerva that I will now say. Extreme floof, regal, allows belly rubs, and yes, she distracts her humans from working to an extreme extent. But come on, just look at that fur. She is so pretty.
Is the distraction considered a question from the gallery?
Yeah.
Is the distraction considered a pro or a con?
It's a little bit of both. It's a neutral. It works
Got
itself out. So, like, yes, she distracts you from working, but also then you don't have to work. So
Perfect.
It's evens out. But again, my cat. So she's definitely going to win, but no biases. Continue. Contestant number 3, Athena, also my cat. Also floof. I could actually give an hour-long presentation about the differences between Minerva and Athena, and we would all enjoy it very much. There's about 6 pounds of difference between them, and on a cat, that's a lot of weight.
Oh, wow.
So when you get home every day and you open the door, do you pick up a cat and be like, "Hello, Athena"?
Well, I don't know if you know this, Kayla, but I don't actually leave the house anymore, so I don't have to decide.
I haven't come home in a while.
I haven't come home from work in a couple months.
Really quick, everybody, just a round of appreciation for staying at home. Thank you.
A question for Dan. Which cat do you love more secretly, deep down in your heart?
You know, they both have their pros and cons. Athena, I appreciate her sort of adventurous spirit, but that also means that she can be a giant shithead a lot of the time. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Minnie is sort of more even-keeled. She's loves attention, loves snuggling, but then she also, when it gets time for her to be fed, she also becomes a shithead.
Dan, question for you. Just real quick. I've spent a little bit of time with Minerva and Athena. And I think the question that I wanted to know the answer to then, and I think now's the perfect opportunity. If you died in front of them, which would start to eat you first?
Oh, absolutely, Minerva, 100%.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, can I just say that their pictures look very similar? All right, continue.
This is Boots. Boots is one of Aaron's cats. I have never met Boots. I don't know Boots's heart or soul, but I have judged them, and she is apparently cute and sweet, according again to Aaron. I don't know. And so the question we have to ask, is she really, though? I think that Boots secretly commits crimes during the night. You know, she knocks things off the counters, she steals food, she opens bank accounts for her customers, secret extra bank accounts, and then uses them to do stocks and stuff, and then she avoids taxes. What I'm saying is Boots is an executive at Wells Fargo.
I was gonna say, is she the Wells Fargo of cats?
Question for Dan.
Yes.
Given that Boots is actually a male, how much can you actually say you know about Boots?
Are you, Aaron? Are you saying women can't also commit white collar crimes?
Yes.
Because that is sexist to an insane degree, and I won't hear of it. Next
That's
slide.
the rock I'm
We're all
dying
very
on.
offended.
Actually, sorry, just a quick point of order. Since we have both of you here, the biggest question that I have is, if this is Boots, is the puss in this Boots, or is the Boots in puss?
That's really a chicken and egg kind of situation.
Okay.
We don't talk about that.
Got it.
All right, Bailey, also one of Aaron's cats. This is the boy one.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Big fan of Tuna Mouse toys. She spends her very smart and literate. She's very smart and literate, but spends all her free time trolling Reddit. And then she does post paw pics on her OnlyFans, and I will send that out to anyone who DMs me. And Jordan, I think this isn't an auxiliary cat though. This is like a stray that wandered into the presentation.
Oh, hang on.
That doesn't belong to anyone, right? All right. And of course, in character, I wrote this, so he is indeed a cootie wootie patootie and mommy's little baby boy.
Could you please read phonetically the third line for me? Because
yes. Or is Will Muffin hungry? Does Will Muffin want a tweet? And that last line again, there must be some sort of like corruption error in this PowerPoint. Sort of made it in there.
I don't think so.
And the winner is.
Oh yes.
Orson.
Yes.
And I actually can't see it because he is quote unquote
our son.
Our son. All of our sons here at the auxiliary.
Their collective son.
Goodbye.
Beautiful.
Any final questions for the presenter?
Very well presented. I was a little bit offended at some parts, but I'll get over it.
Yeah, I'm never letting Dan cat sit for us.
I mean, if
Probably for the best.
Boots gets some of that Wells Fargo money, then
or those paws.
those paw money. Aaron's cats are getting in the
OnlyFans.
bracket.
Oh, well done. I particularly love your like. I knew what was coming, and it was like inspiration, beauty, joy.
Your intro was perfect. I want to change it.
It's a special joy sitting here and knowing what's about to happen.
Oh, whose presentation? Let's Dan.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
Oh, that was really hard to figure out. You know, there's nothing in the presentation, no stylistic thing. I examined the style and the voice very thoroughly, and I honestly couldn't figure it out. So.
Yeah.
I guess that one will just remain a mystery forever, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably best left to chance. You know what I mean? For the sake of our group.
Yeah, I was wondering if one of my cats was gonna make an appearance while I was reading.
I
didn't want it to be enough.
I thought about introducing your cat and be like, and here to comment is, but all I've got is a stuffed animal of a dog, so that would have been embarrassing.
No, Captain already won best dog.
by a landslide.
Only dog. He's also the worst dog, but that's not saying anything.
I refuse to accept the idea that there is a worst dog. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, I might accept least best dog. but
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, so we have one final presentation for this incredible conference of ours, and if everybody can just go ahead and shut up, that'd be great. Just we need to focus and just stop, just stop. And
Sorry.
for this presentation, we have Kyle, who I am pulling up his presentation as we speak. Can everybody see the screen?
yes.
Fantastic. So Kyle, whenever you're ready, just go ahead to take it away.
Is everybody on the call?
No.
Is everybody on the call? Can everyone hear me?
If you're not here, speak up, please.
Can everyone hear me? Is that okay?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, great. If you could just sorry, could someone if you're on, can you put yourself on mute? Sorry. Oh, that's me. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, so let me just start by saying difficult times. We're in a tough spot right now. This is a difficult moment for us, for our country. And I hate to bring more bad news, but I think that it'd be inappropriate to let a day like today pass without taking an opportunity to speak on something a topic that might be a little tough to have normal conversation about, but it is something that we need to prepare for and address as a group and as a nation. So without further ado, if we could just go ahead. Can you really go wrong with fonts? The timelessness of misunderstood fonts. So I am a full-time graphic designer, and I would like to just, I would love to take this opportunity to talk about some of the beautiful things about fonts and yep, I would like to just really what this is going to be is a greatest hits. Just kind of the most timeless and useful typefaces that we can have as a nation. Let's go ahead and next slide. Who uses fonts and what are they for? Fonts. Font is a fancy way to say computer handwriting. Whenever you use your keyboard, I'm sure that you're wondering, how does it know to write? Basically what a font is a font is your keyboard telling the hand inside your computer how to make letters. And so it's kind of a little bit of a magic trick, really. People who use computers and phones use fonts. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just click on things. But if you use a computer and a phone, you might actually be a font user yourself. Computer artists, like myself, also known as graphic designers, use fonts constantly. And a lot of times, I've heard it said that graphic designers paint with words. And by that, they mean literally. They only use words in their paintings. Some people speculate that the Mona Lisa itself is a font. And if you zoom in close enough, you'll see little tiny words. Now brace yourself. These sentences I'm reading right now are all made up of a font. Wow. Which yeah. So I'm not going insane. There's a lot that I want to talk about. The important thing to remember about fonts is that the more the better. And we're going to talk about that going forward. Next slide. How do you choose a font? So it's important when you look at fonts that we talk about mood and appealing to your audience. Are you trying to be young and fun, historical, trendy, symbols? There's so many things to think about. And as a quick note, the best fonts are from the late 90s, early 2000s. If you have a font that looks like it was written by a person who is currently suffering from some kind of upper overdose, that is really kind of the better you can do. Really what you're looking for in a font is you want it busy, and you want it big, and you want uneven spaces between the letters. So we're going to take a look at some of the best fonts ever. All right. I mean, it says it for itself. Are you dealing with something historical? You're either doing Trajan or Papyrus. Why? Papyrus looks like it was written by an old-timey person. And Trajan is the British accent of foreign accents. If you don't know what accent you want to put in a historical thing, have them all speak British accents. That's what Trajan is. It's the British accent of fonts. And Papyrus, I mean, tell me, look at that. Doesn't it just look like you unrolled a scroll? And like, I feel transported reading that. Next slide. Oh boy. Are you putting together a PTA bake sale? Probably. So let me recommend Curls MT. Curls MT is for when you're feeling sassy. I like to write with Curls MT only when I have at least one glass of wine in front of me. Whereas Snap ITC, wow, I only allow myself the reward of riding with Snap ITC if I've done at least 3 ollies on a skateboard. Next slide. I mean, if a font could be the Godfather, it'd be Comic Sans. You know, nothing says whimsy like Comic Sans, and nothing is as exciting as when you open up a document and you see those letters. Because whenever I see those letters, I just know I'm about to have a good time, whatever I'm going to read or whatever I'm going to. So, time for a quiz. Which font would you use for this if you were to give a caption like, my husband took my lunch instead of his, and I packed bad things in that lunch, which you can see the mirth on this gentleman's face.
Mr. Kyle, I think I could take a stab at it.
Please.
So this guy is clearly experiencing some joy. He's in some sort of office. So based on your research, you know, I think it'd be somewhere between a Curls and a Snap font. But I don't think this guy deserves the Snap ITC font. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Curls MT.
Oh, okay. I like where your reasoning is.
I would like to disagree. I think the husband has pulled off sort of the lunch equivalent of 3 ollies in stealing his wife's better lunch and leaving the worst lunch for her. So he deserves the Snap ITC based off his mealtime thievery.
Okay, rebuttal. I have to disagree with that. We don't know where the lunch was in place, whether or not they stole it, and whether or not this actually came to be.
Well, if you guys would like an answer, I can tell you.
I'm good.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. The answer is contextual. You see, if this GIF was put into an email or a post that was referencing the comfort we feel in nostalgia and yet the reverence we feel towards past triumphs of history, then we would go for Trajan. If this GIF was trying to, in some way or form, communicate the longing for the mystery of the unknown and yet the familiarity of things we remember in our most exploratory phases of our lives, we'd go with Papyrus. If I was wine drunk, I'd use Curls. If I had just remember with Snap ITC, unfortunately, you are putting yourself in the context of, does the characters in the GIF deserve to use Snap ITC? Take one step back. Do you, the poster, deserve to use
Wow.
Snap ITC.
Oh, that's deep. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
and
is
Comic
deep.
Sans is just, you know, of course, just use that wherever.
Now, just for everybody else in the class, there are 2 more pop quiz questions. So if you didn't get a chance to participate, you can.
Oh,
you can
okay.
Do so.
And I'll make sure not to go so long. Okay, for this one, what would you do?
Well, speaking as somebody who is currently wine drunk, Curls MT just is starting to look like not real letters. So I think that Snap ITC would actually be your best bet here, because even though the cat is clearly exploring some sort of old-timey theme, I just really need big, bold letters so that I can make the words out through my drunk vision.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. But if you're wine drunk, you should be using curls. That's literally the only rule.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect your authority in this matter.
Oh, no. You could make a separate GIF of Snap ITC because all of your reasoning still makes sense. However, if you are wine drunk, you must have at least one use of curls MT. So you are correct, just not in the way you thought.
I have a rebuttal to that. We don't know the gender of this cat. I just don't think we should make any assumptions based solely on that.
So, wrong again. Heart-shaped necklace, you idiot. Do you not see this cat wearing it? It's obviously a lady.
Are you saying that men cannot wear heart-shaped necklaces and enjoy a book?
I'm saying male cats can't. It's literally against their biology.
Jeez, here we go.
It strangles them. I tried. I put a heart-shaped collar on my boy cat, and it just started constricting his neck. And I called the doctor, and I said, "What's happening?" And they said, "Was there a heart on the collar?" And I said, "Of course, he's my lovely little boy." And they said, "You idiot!"
Oh, wait, guys, we already went over this at last year's conference. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Last
Sorry.
year's cat and gender conference.
Exactly. This is not. Yes. This is. I'm sorry. Wrong presentation. Next slide. Final slide. Okay. What would you use here?
I think we can all agree.
This one has a very strong Snap ITC energy to it.
Any other thoughts?
I just want to. I want to go out on a bit of a limb. Haven't we all agreed that the meme font is Impact with a black outline?
If you are using pre-postmodern reasoning for your GIF responses.
Okay.
But since we are, there was a recent article in the academic journal of TLDR that recently suggested that perhaps we are post-impact.
Okay, so we're thinking in the Generation Z post-impact phase.
Yes, we are currently thinking in Generation Z post-impact. However, if we want to be ahead of the curve, we got to think post-impact, which is, get ready for it, silent. So this is actually a trick question. This GIF is supposed to be fontless.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that one. Yes. Anyway, I think that's the end of this presentation. Oh, just kidding. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey. There you go. Yep. And there's a GIF. You employ the wrong font, you may as well bid Athena Sen to ticket sales. Correct. Correct. Remember, the more serious the content of your post, article, whatever, offset that with the whimsy of the font. A death certificate, curls. If you are sending out pink slips for your office that you have to furlough or let go, papyrus. Declaration of war, Comic Sans. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I have learned so much today.
Now, just as a genuine defense of Comic Sans, it is dyslexic friendly. Because every letter is different. So just as a fun little aside, it is a very useful font.
Monica put together that presentation, and as Genevieve told us, she specifically requested that one of the two graphic designers be forced to deliver it.
Yes.
So,
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, the most painful thing about giving that presentation was how much I wanted to talk about leading and kerning. And
for those of you who don't know, those are very specific type terms that graphic designers use.
You can manually adjust the distance between letters. And a well-designed font anticipates that, so that V's and A's, for example, are close to each other and that they don't have weird blocks between them.
Oh, you shouldn't just give this out for free.
Oh yeah,
if you're watching this video, you now owe us $5.
Yeah, just Venmo me, please.
Kidding. Well, that is all the presentations that we have for today. So I think a round of applause for our three presenters who are in these directions from me. And yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. I certainly did. It was really fun from my point of view, and I think from yours, Genevieve, to know what was coming and to sit with that. So that was enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed watching at home. And yeah, continue to follow us. We will be doing another one of these where we flip the presenters and the preparers. And we also have additional content that we will be posting on our Facebook page soon. Is there anything else from anybody?
I don't think so.
Stay safe, remember, use Comic Sans.
We are currently in what I like to call a serif resurgence.
Okay.
So,
okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.